It's going to go out there. So, why? Because people need the information. People need to know what we're doing. Okay? That makes a lot of people cringe because they're not comfortable with it, because it's a change in the way we're sharing information. I'm comfortable with it. Our commandant's comfortable with it. He's tasked us to do it, and we're going to do it. Okay? And we'll just figure it out. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to get pictures of your class or video. I don't know anybody that these days, almost anybody, there's a few, that doesn't have a camera on their telephone, like my phone here, or a little pocket camera like this one that I've carried around for years, deployed. Bought it for $100 years ago. Works great. Good audio, video, no big deal. I can take that, boom, YouTube, it'll be up there. Okay? We've got to get on board with the modern day, because you know what? If we don't have that conversation out there, the conversation happens without us. Okay? What do we? If you go out right now and search on MCCES, what do you find?
MCCES Bears.
MCCES Bears. Creative. I like it. It's creative. Okay. But it's not the content that we really want to push out there, but it's out there. Okay? It's out there. The reality is, content's going to go out there whether we like it or not. Okay? And it's going to stay out there. We want to put the content we want out there. We just got to get it out and up. All right? And then when you search on MCCES, if I'm a parent and my son or daughter's out there at 29 Palms, which I've never heard of before, because I grew up in a little town in Georgia, and I'm on the internet searching on anything, well, all I got is this cartoon bear talking to me. It's not a lot. What do they do out there? You know, and then at least there was one video of guys in the McMack pit. Okay, that was okay. I like that. But it doesn't give me a sense of what they're doing. It doesn't give me a sense of what their life is like. It doesn't really tell me much. And so when people go in the future and they go to YouTube and they search on MCCES, or they just go to Google, type MCCES, there ought to be all kinds of things. Tons of pictures. This class, hey, my son's in that class. Hey, you know, there he is. You know, I just had my brother-in-law's daughter, I guess that's a niece, and she just went to Navy boot camp this spring. And when she was in boot camp, you know, what are her parents doing? Well, going to the webpage for see what they're doing, you know, see if she can get a glimpse. And there was one picture, it was real grainy, of a platoon marching, and they're like, here she's the third person in the third rank. I couldn't tell it was her, but they sure could. All right, and they were looking at every single picture. Why? Because their daughter was out there. You know, good on them. Good on the Navy for putting those pictures out there. We just need to get on board. We need to get the pictures out there. We need to get them from receiving to when they're in their classes, barracks life, you know, things that they do around the camp, all of it, okay? It all needs to be out there, so if somebody types MCCES, they find content, and lots of it. Videos, pictures, blogs, articles. You can't have enough, okay? And I'll continue to harp on that the whole time I'm here. Because every week I'm going to be looking for content. And if you're having a problem getting content, I'll help you. Okay, my role here is to help you get your job done. And now that I've asked you to do that, I'm here to facilitate that as well. Okay. Public engagements. If you have an opportunity to go speak publicly at any external organization, please do it. The American public needs to know what we do as Marines. Anytime you can get up in your uniform and talk to them, do it. Okay. Your role, as I see it, is not just to teach classes, but it's a mentorship role. You're there to train and mentor these students. It should be a positive environment. This is a learning environment. You know, they'll get out to their fleet units and wherever they go, and it'll be, experiences will vary. But when they're here, I want this to be a positive experience so that they can focus on their curriculum and learn as much as they can while they're in the school. And so, you know, I just say, you know, we're humble. We need to be humble servants. You know, we need to understand we were there before, and if we had a instructor that was a hard ass, well, doesn't need to mean we need to be that way. Okay, we just need to look at our role as putting out the best product to the Marine Corps that we can, and I see that as being a servant to these students. We're here for them. I tell you, if somebody does something good around here, we need to recognize them. And from what I can tell, there's a lot of good going on. Okay? Whether they're students, whether they're on the permanent personnel, civilians, we need to make sure that people get recognized. And so, you know, the best instructors out there, we need to make sure that we understand who those folks are and recognize them. I like impact awards only because we can get to somebody and recognize them quickly. So I just need to know who's doing great things. Okay, and as I walk around, I'll be looking, and you know, and I'll be asking those kind of questions. So please let me know who's standing out above and beyond. Expect me to be where you least expect me to be. Okay, I'm you know, Sergeant Major haven't figured out yet. I don't have much of a calendar, all right? And the calendar I do have, I don't really keep track of because I'll think, well, maybe I ought to go down there and take a look. I will open doors. I will look through things only because that's the way I grew up in the Marine Corps. Okay? That's the way I grew up. Walking around, talking to people, seeing what's going on. You find out some interesting things by doing that. So expect me to be where you least expect me to be, and don't worry about it because I'm there to assist you. We've talked about values-based training and always doing the right thing, setting the example for the students. I know, you know, you all here being professionals, we don't have an issue with that. I want to make sure that if we have somebody that comes into the schoolhouse and they're not fitting into this mold or they have a different viewpoint on it, that we bring them on board and let them know they're there to serve the students. All right, the students are not, you know, they need to set the right example for the students. If you're ever wondering about a policy that I have, ask me. Okay, I believe in communicating directly with people. Ask me. Do not hesitate to ask. I'll give you my best answer, and if I don't know, I'll let you I don't know, and then I will ensure that I take action to figure out an answer for you. One way or another. You might not like the answer, but one way or another, I will try to get you an answer. Okay? And then balance in everything we do. I know that you've got a lot on your plate. Just talking to some of the instructors coming around, it's a long day sometimes when you're up there. We need you to be able to give your best. So we need you to take time off. You know, you take your leave when you can, and those things to reset your batteries. Because if you're beat down every day and those students are in there getting not the best instruction, then we're not doing the best for the Marine Corps. Okay? I need you to look at how we teach. And if we're not getting enough hands-on time with certain equipment or other things, we need to figure it out. What's the best mix and how to do it? I know some of you have been here for years. Many of you just got here just like I did. But we need to work to make it better every day. Okay? The things I say is, you know, let's make it better, and I ask you to make it happen. That's all. Those are really the two things I want to leave you with. Is that make it better and go out and make it happen. Because that's really, as we look at any organization you go in, you can make incremental improvements, and over time the organization just gets a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit. And, you know, that's all we can really do in our short time in a unit, is just continually tweak it till we get better. And we've got to continue to look at different aspects of the unit. We'll focus in one area for a while, and other areas may fall off the scope. Well, we need to look over here periodically and go, what are we missing over here? So it's a continual process of improvement. Okay. Again, I take input from everybody. I want us to enjoy what we're doing here, and it appears to me that most of you do. It appears to me from the PFCs and Lance Corporals that we've talked to so far, just in running around here, that they are getting good instruction. Okay, so I don't have any real concerns right now over the quality of the instruction they're getting. I think they're getting top-notch instruction, but I want to make sure that if there's better ways to do things, we think creatively. We don't think boxed in. The organizations we live in are bureaucracies. They have policies and they build a framework, and over time we've got to reevaluate those frameworks. Okay? And I ask you all as leaders to do